think that's what's great about Dora is that it's a good blend that areas where you don't understand a word, at least visually we can track the story, and that I think that's the key to kind of educating and kind of bringing people along who are not familiar with the language.
Tres, dos, unos, vámonos. Hi, William.
Hi, Jana. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and you?
I'm great.
Thank you so much for your time. Our pleasure to talk to you and to talk about Dora and the fantastical creatures. I know the inspiration was the script from Alejandro, but what was about that script that got your attention?
I think the biggest one was sort of circling a story around the alebrijes and the sort of Mexican folk art. That to me was very special. And I think it gave us an opportunity to introduce a little more culture to the audience, and to try and be authentic about it. And so we looked at that art style and we looked at it and we try to translate as much of that as we can visually, not only just colors, but the handmade feel and hand carved, and try to bring elements that are true to that type of art. And I think that's what for me was the biggest inspiration.
Yeah, I love it. I watch it and it's very colorful, and I love the way that Dora is portrayed. And that brought my eyes, was like, oh my God, so good. I love it. Yes, I love it. What was like the biggest challenge, because to bring all these colors, all these different elements to it, I know it's like a little over 4 minutes, but even though how was the challenge there?
Yeah, I mean, it could be challenging, like just, like the art direction. If you say to someone, let's use every color on the rainbow and let's make something, like it could become distracting. You don't know where to look. So the challenge was, we had great people. We had a great art director who would come in and try to focus things. Like we, while it looks as colorful as it looks, we had to design it in a way where we know exactly where we need to look and our characters don't get lost and things. So there's a lot of little technical things like that. And then just playing with like the day and then night mode, just trying to find that element of surprise. We're like, okay, we know how colorful and beautiful this looks during the day. How do we make it look at night? And then like technically figure out how to make that work. Like, how do you invert a rainbow and how do you make that feel like it's nighttime, but you could still see it? So those are fun challenges, though. To me, I mean, I know they're challenging, but they were exciting because they're new and unique.
Yes, yes, and for people that are watching us, is gonna be watching this short movie before the Paw Patrol on September 29. How long did it take you to create the short from the moment that you took that you read the script to this final product?
I was saying it was pretty fast. I think I want to say I don't have the exact number, but I want to say we did it under a year. I want to say like even under 8 months. It was a pretty fast production, which was good because a lot of times there's spontaneity to that, when you don't have that much time. And I think that energy translates into the short. When you watch it, it moves, it's fast, it's got a lot, and you want to watch it again to kind of take it all in. And I think it's a byproduct of like, there's spontaneity there that like we were just like we were lucky, we're fortunate enough to lock on to a story that we liked early on, so we knew that. And then it was just about how do we illustrate, how do we design, how do we make this world, and then all of the above. And it moved pretty fast, but I'm okay with that. I didn't mind the pace.
Yeah, no, it's fast for you guys, but for us, like 8 months, a year is a lot.
Oh yeah, those projects that will take, a full feature will take 4 to sometimes 6 years to make. I mean, a lot of times these, it's like this is why it's not a race, it's a marathon. And this is why it's important to have a really good story that you can stay committed to and have a good target and know exactly what you want to make. And I think we had that and we stuck to it. So that helps. It's tremendous when you have that.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about the message of the short that bring to the kids?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think for one, like we've talked about the culture, I think, that to me is the biggest one for me, is just introducing culture and just digging a little deeper than beyond just showing a colorful thing, and trying to create this sense that there's a tradition and there's something that goes on in this magical world. And that translates to our world as like sort of just even like taking care of our environment, protecting things, and Dora thanks to Swiper, she always has to save the day. And there's a nice message there too, as far as like, like protecting things, and like you can't take things that aren't yours. So it's got layers to it, which is great. And it's very inclusive in that it gets everyone involved. It even gets, like, in the true DNA of Dora, she's communicating with the viewer. We're all a part of this, so we all help sort of solve this story together, which is a very fun, unique thing.
Yeah, I love her because she talks to us and use like the Spanish words. Spanish is not my first language. My first language is Portuguese, but even though I can relate to her because she says "vámonos," "fantástico," and all these, it's very similar to Portuguese, and I love that. I love that.
Oh yeah, I've got very close friends who are Brazilian. They speak Portuguese, and I feel like I know what you're saying, but you're right. There's enough there that we can kind of make a conversation happen. I love that translates, because I think that's what's great about Dora, is that it's a good blend, that areas where you don't understand a word, at least visually we can track the story. And that, I think that's the key to kind of educating and kind of bringing people along who are not familiar with the language, but not leaving them behind where they're like, I don't get it. So that was a challenge, but that if we do it right, then it'll work.
Yeah, no, I love that. And then also that you have this Latino background, and how important for you to see projects like this, like short series and movies that have your background like on the screen.
Yeah, that's super important. I think that was a big reason, a big factor why I took on a project like this. Not only Latino, but Latina. Like Dora is a female hero that carries this story, and it's huge. We have Kate del Castillo, who's like a big figure in the alebrije world. I mean, these are characters figures that exist, that need to be put on these platforms, that need to be able, that clearly can carry a film. And so to me, that was huge. It was a big deal.
Yes, and especially that we are celebrate the Hispanic Heritage Month, or the Latino Heritage Month, because Brazilians are also including that too.
That's right.
So
I say we just celebrate it every day.
Yeah. They put it like a month, but I think we should be celebrating us every day, especially because our culture is very rich, and we have like we are different, but at the same time we are the same, and I love that. And aside from this project, you have anything else coming up for you that you can talk about? I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't really talk too much about it, but yes, I mean there are things going on for sure. There are projects that are happening, and a lot of times these things are a year or two from even being announced. So I'm very fortunate to say that I am, and I'm working on other things, and I look forward to sharing when I can.
Okay, fantástico. Muchas gracias. Muito obrigada. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.